Welcome back. This is episode 14 of BreakPoints. You'll notice that this week I'm joined by Zach and not Taylor. After last week's intervention, we had to do something a little bit drastic and kick him off the podcast.
This is a note to everybody. When you intervention me, this is what happens to people.
Yeah. And when you need someone last minute, what do? You outsource it to an Indian guy. So guess what, guys? I'm here this week. My name is not Taylor. It's Hemal.
Oh, I love it so much. Amazing.
But really, if you were listening to anything, any of our previous podcasts, Taylor is obsessed with golf as well as Flesh and Blood. So he's at a golf tournament this weekend. So we have a great stand-in this week. We're going to talk a lot about cards and kind of where everything's going as far as like product releases and stuff for this week. But before we get into that, it is ProQuest season coming up. Everybody's getting ready. What are you guys doing? How was your week in Flesh and Blood? What you been up to, Zach?
So I've really just been doing like my Road to World series. I've been focusing on that, and trying to get ready. My local ProQuest, we get one local ProQuest, and it's this weekend. And I made plans in May to be gone this weekend. So unfortunately, I am not going to get to go to my only local ProQuest. It's very sad. I am going to get to go to a cool event this weekend, so like I'm not disappointed. But obviously, the FOMO of not getting to play in the ProQuest is like setting in like 2 days before. So it's been good. I'm kind of like Victor coping a little bit. I had to like push that, like back down. I played like 3 games into gravy, and I was like, okay, just kidding, we're back. Like this is more realistic now. Oh, Sam, how about you, buddy?
I've been practicing. I have been the one beating down the victors with the Gravy Bone himself, practicing for my pro quests. I'll be heading up to Dream Wizards up in Maryland. Oh, hello. Someone decided they want to be involved in the podcast right away. Yeah, I'll be heading up to Dream Wizards in Maryland this weekend. I'll also be heading down to Comic Kings in Virginia Beach probably. So if you guys are going to be there, love to talk to you guys. Say hi. Have some fun. Hopefully you guys don't like Gravy Bones, and then I, get my one and done for this weekend, so I don't have to rush around all October looking for my invite.
Oh man.
Other than that, things have been going great. How you been doing, Hemal?
It's been good. I finally got out of the mountain of orders I had a crap ton because half of America decided to buy Super Slam for me, which is great. Please keep doing that. That's great.
I got bills to pay. Like you're complaining there, pal.
After the check cashes, I'll complain, but that's fine.
There you go.
Yeah. So I had a mountain of those to get through. Zach messaged me like 3 times on orders as well, so
so accurate.
Usual week.
I've become so bad because I know Himmel can 2-day things to me. So like on Wednesday when I need something for an armory, I'm like, dog, I need this for Friday night.
I'm just anticipating the day where he's like, man, I need this bulk common, but no one has it. I'm gonna pay $14 or $18 for 2-day. Can you get it to me by Friday?
You finish your thing, and then I'm going to tell you about you 2-day. You 2-day shipped me puffin cards, and I didn't even get to go to my armory because family plans came up. So I paid like $30 extra to have them 2-day shipped to me, and then they just sat on my table.
As puffin cards should.
Right? Exactly.
So I've been doing that. I got done with all the orders, and then I've been basically testing because we have a Valharden in Houston where I'm from right next week, and
Nice.
It's a LL Valharden. So I've been playing my Purple Boy and trying to figure out some lanes and stuff like that with him. I'm one of my local ProQuest. One of them is Living Legend, so I'm not playing CC, I guess, this time. But it's always fun to go to those ProQuests because what I usually do is I go like 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and then I drop, and then I just fuck up all the techniques.
That is
It's
like
a charade for the chaos.
My favorite was very heavy hitters format. I played Victor, like fatigue 70 card brick Victor. I went 6-0. It was a 7-round ProQuest because we had like 50, 60 players. And then when we got to the last round, my girlfriend called me. She's like, "Do you want to go get tacos?" I'm like, that sounds great. I put down the phone and I went to go get tacos, and I just dropped. And they're like, "Yeah, dude, we had like an X3 get in because you dropped."
can't I go
Oh,
to these
dude, that guy was
ProQuests?
like time of his life.
Why can't I be the
Oh,
X3 to
man.
get in? It's
It's
me.
great.
It's me who wants to get in an X3, dog. Like that's insane.
You know what's funny? The guy's name was Zach.
Was
it
it
was
really?
probably you.
Even better. Oh, that's
Oh,
fantastic.
that's hilarious. It's so
That's
funny.
pretty much been it. That's pretty much been it. You know, just the usual vending stuff. You know, we get a lot of orders during set releases, and my method of doing stuff involves my phone having a hyperventilation attack. So once that gets through, I get to sit for a bit and relax. And finally got to go to Armory last night. We had like 22 people. I played Syndra.
Oh,
It was good.
sick.
Hey, let's go. That's awesome. So I have to say, I was genuinely like very, very surprised when I reach out to you
Mhm.
about, like having like a command for you on my stream. Because I can't tell you how many messages I've received over the last like, I don't know, 2 months of people being like, oh, like we're like who's this like person you buy your cards from named Hemal that I've never met? And I'm like, oh, like, I just messaged him through Facebook. And so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Hemal, do you have a website? And you were like, no, you can just tell him to message me here. And I was like, what?
So all right. So it's two things. One, I'm too lazy to make a website, and it takes forever to update it. And then when you get like all these different cards that come out, you have to sit there and update automatically all the SKUs and all the prices and stuff.
Mhm.
Or you have to pay for an API with TCG Player in order to get it to all sync up, or you have to deal with Binder POS, which is a POS. So like you don't want to deal with that. So it's just easier to do it this way. So I have it all like back ended. Plus, you can prevent yourself from getting bought out, do that, and like have all these people like overbuy your items, right? Because if like let's say for example, min max lists like 15 overcrowded, and they went from $7 to $12 today,
Mhm.
I can slowly sell them at a nicer price, prevent people from playing these buyout prices, but also at the same time not get just bombarded and just oversold. Or like I never oversell essentially.
Okay.
Is the best part about it. So you're able to control it. Plus, the last part is that like I can control. Like it's if you are taking the time to message me in order to buy the cards, you're more of a willing buyer than if you're just window shopping. You know what I mean? Like
No,
the
that's
traction is
fair.
Yeah.
good, but if you're making the effort to message me, then you're more likely to purchase.
But it actually makes a lot of sense to hear you say that because I can't tell how many times I've bought from TCG Player, like in the
Mhm.
past, and then it's been like, "Oh, would you like to buy these cards from this store?" And I'm like, "Sure, like why not? Like I guess."
Yeah,
But now, like whenever I buy cards, like I always think, "Oh, like Himmel, like message Himmel, like, and I get my cards. Like that's just like where my brain goes to. So it makes a lot of
yeah.
sense that other people probably think the same way as me.
Yeah. And plus, it's like the best way. Like if you're like getting these bombarded, like every store bombards you with their little drop. Like we're having a rare sale. We're dropping
Yeah.
this sale today. 10% off. You buy this, you get a goat for free. Like they always list these like random things that like you can purchase this. Your first daughter is gonna get into college. Like whatever it is, right? Like they always have these random sales. Like buy 2 boxes of Star Wars, get like half a pigeon for free. Like I don't. It's surprising, but instead of blending in, you can basically just like be different about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if you told Sam, like, hey Sam, I got you an Indian. Not only is he slightly funny, but he will also get you flush and blood cards. Sam will be like, oh shit, yeah, Zach told me Zach's gonna hook it up. I'm gonna go hit him up. But if Sam gets bombarded on his emails and his spam box, that's like, hey dude, hit up my store's, Shopify page where it looks like every other store. Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, those sales are always wild. Where it's like buy two cases of Monarch, get this box of Star Wars. It's like what? I don't want to. I don't play that game.
I like Star Trek. What am I gonna do with Star? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. My
Yeah.
favorite one from back in the day was that, like, if you buy a case of Monarch First Edition, you get like, what was it? It was like 14 boxes of MetaZoo and like 2 boxes of baseball thick cards, like the ones that like fold open like a fortune cookie kind of type of thing,
Yeah.
like those massive ones. It's like you get like 2 cases of the top loaders for that, and I'm like, what am I actually gonna do with this?
Yeah, really.
That's so
It's
crazy.
just like no. But yeah, so that's my life this week. Yeah.
So, you know, you probably get a ton more business, I imagine, during like like when the set becomes legal, like or when cards
Yeah.
become legal to sell. So when we talk about pre-orders and like honestly, Sam, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm probably like disrupting your flow of questions we have this evening.
Oh, you're too, man. It's all
But
good.
when we talk about like pre-ordering cards, do people
Yeah.
pre-order singles from you, or do they wait until like they hit the shelf, or like how does that work with like
It's
that kind of pre-ordering?
it's a mix. So a lot of my pre-orders are the bundles that I do, the full set bundles. So a lot of people have done. Sam has done it in the past as well. Where like I think he did it for the high seas at US Nats.
Yep.
So basically, people just pre-order the whole set. Like, hey, I want to get your bundle. My bundles are pretty well priced. They're about the price of 3 to 4 cases roughly for like the lowest rarity to get like everything you need, play sets of everything, one of each legendary, a fable, yada yada.
So it's
Some
like a
people pick
master
and
set
choose.
of everything of the set.
Exactly.
Basically, so you don't have to
Wow.
sort, you don't have to buy. It comes in a box. Here you go. Hallelujah. Merry Chrysler. Just enjoy
awesome.
yourself. That's what Sam did right before the tournament, and he just stuck it in his. You play Gravy, I believe.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he just he had his whole deck in a box, all the commons and rares, brought all the other stuff that he needed, put his deck list together, and played round one. So
Yeah,
a lot of people do that. Yeah, go ahead.
That's all good. I was gonna say that I think it's really convenient too when it's kind of worked like that. I just brought like a trade binder with me, and then placed a card, and then each sleeve just straight up down. I got my red, yellow, blue just up and down on each page. Makes sorting really easy. It's really convenient.
Yep.
I love getting it like that.
Yeah, so that's what we do mostly. So like for this set, we had 300 bundles that we sold, 300 full set bundles, but split between foil and non-foil. So we had about 250 non-foil sets and about 50 foil sets that we do. So that's what most of our pre-orders are, and then the rest, after we hit those numbers, we allocate to like singles and stuff like that. So people will be like, "Hey, man, I want like for this set like 3 light up leaves and 3 blood follows blade, or I want the assassin card, or I want this cold foil legendary, but nothing else." So we'll have pre-order prices, and the prices that my store uses are actually sent to stores across the world, and a lot of them use it for their pricing metrics and stuff like that. Like stores in Asia Pacific as well as stores in Europe, they message me for my pricing sheet, and I send them my pricing sheet, and they base their prices and convert them over to their local currency to sell for them.
Really?
So yeah,
Sick.
Wow, did not know that.
so they use it's just for pre-orders and stuff like that, because otherwise you get stores that like you have stores that have good pricing where they're selling like my light up the lease price was a little bit high compared to what it fell to. It was like $12 a pop, $15 a pop, right? But anticipating like it's a meta card, most good majestics end up in that $10 to $15 range.
Right.
It's an expansion slot, so you just do all the math and you're like, all right, 12 to 15 seems like a reasonable price for a non-foil, 20 for the foil. It balances out, right? But then you gotta use a lot of these variables and stuff like that to try to figure it out. So I also have a focus group of players that are pro players that are basically that when cards come out, I push numbers at them. Basically, it's like, how much did you pay for this? Would you pay $12 for it? Would you pay $15 for it? Would you pay 18? Is this card meta relevant? And they'll basically tell me like, hey, this card's good. This is a bad card. This is a sleeper card. This is the card that we think is going to be really, really good. So you should probably keep some back, or you should price it accordingly and stuff like that. So I got told that for overcrowded with this set.
Interesting. It's really cool that you get like actual players, give you that information. Because I mean, for someone like me, it's really cool to think that there are other competitive players who are also out there like helping dictate the prices of where I buy cards at. I don't know, like I've never felt like you were taking advantage of me, but now I'm just like, man, this is great. Like
he pulled back the curtain. He's like,
Overcrowded in particular was one that I was kind of interested in, because I think at one point on Star City it was pre-selling for like $40, which I thought was like crazy.
Even light up the leaves. Light up the leaves, some stores are pre-selling for like $41 for a non-foil, and you're just like, that seems a little egregious. I think my pre-sale price is $15. I think the most I cap out a single, unless it's a legendary, is like $15 to $20. Like even Shelter, when Shelter was pre-selling, my Shelter pre-sale price was $25.
Wow,
which was one of the highest. Yeah. So like, I sold.
If only.
Yeah, I know, man. If only.
You're telling me out though, right? Because like when I got the High Seas one, was Escalade Bloodshed was in that, and I paid the same price for my Escalade Bloodsheds that I did for all the other Majestics.
Yeah, so he paid the same price for his chums. So it averages out if you get the bundles and stuff like that. Because so with the bundles, you basically are like, I don't want to play the lottery game. I don't want to try to figure it out. I'm just going to play a flat fee per card and get everything at one time. So like for high C's, it averaged out to roughly about like $4, $3.50 per Majestic. So on some, you win. Like Diamond Amulet on release was like $70.
Yeah.
But the like what was the other, like the Cogworks workshop was like $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
So for every Cogworks workshop you paid $3 on, you paid $3 on a Diamond Amulet or a Conqueror of the High Seas or a Chum or whatever it may be.
Interesting. Sorry, my brain is like I'm not in podcast mode anymore. I'm like thinking about like where I'm like pre-buying sets from now on. Is like what I'm thinking about.
I have my credit card machine right here if you want to just type it
well,
on.
Dude, it's twice as funny because like everybody just already thinks that like you have my credit card number on file. Because every time I talk about buying cards, I'm like, hey, like I'm buying them from Hemal. Like, so everybody already thinks that I'm just like giving you my wallet. Like,
so not to be creepy, but to be creepy, I was doing some math and I saw how many US gem accounts there were like for players, and I saw how many US people have bought off me, and I did the math, and it's like 40% of the player base.
I believe it.
40 to 50%. Yeah, and I was just like,
that's awesome, dude.
Some Indian.
That's
I
awesome.
just sell. Like, look, the stock's right there. Like, I'm not a store. Like, I'm in my spare bedroom upstairs in my thing where my office is, and I'm just like, all right, bro.
It's so cool though. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I think that makes you so much more personable. You know, like not to like throw shade at like min-max or like big stores or anything, because there's nothing wrong with that. You know, like a lot of people do that. It's just so neat that like I send you a Facebook message. And like that's how I buy all of my singles. It's like through Facebook Messenger.
You just gotta be sure to message the right Hemal, because there's a couple million of us in India that might be the wrong Hemal that you might be messaging. Just saying. And if the guy's like, you know, I only take payment of Visa gift cards, that's not me. I'm just letting you know now.
So I remember when I heard about you. Like I knew like, you know, like Ethan's video and like, you know, you were the bazaar and like all that kind of stuff. But one of my locals,
was so nice.
It was an amazing video. But one of my locals that I play with every Friday, we were talking about like I think it was all my Guardian foils. It was one of the first time I ever bought cards from you. I bought like all the like, you know, blue choke slams and like cranial crushes, like all these cards that you can't find anywhere. And I was like, man, I don't know where to buy all this stuff. And he was like, you need to buy from this guy on Facebook. And I was like, are you really telling me to buy from somebody on Facebook? I was like, dog, I was like, how do we know this person? I was like, are they trustworthy? And he was like, trust me, this guy is not going to hose you out of like $60 worth of Guardian foil commons. And I was like, okay. And now here we are.
I had almost the same experience. TCG Talk is one of my locals, and he's like, I buy my cards all the time from this guy, and the prices are great. I was like, oh, who is it? You know, what store do I go to? And he sends me your name on Discord, and I'm like, am I supposed to just send him a message, like a list, or like how does this work?
It's so real,
like,
though.
Trust me, this is great.
I'm imagining there's so many people that have had that same reaction we've had, Sam.
No, it is. No, 100%. But it's okay. So I have a background in marketing. I have an MBA in marketing.
Okay.
So, but I work as a lawyer. That's my actual job.
Oh,
so
okay.
when I was doing my marketing thing, I did a lot of work with like online stores and stuff like that. And the reason I felt was like everyone blends in, right? Like everyone has a Shopify page. Everyone has like a page that they go to buy singles, or a page that they sell their stuff. Or, you know, there's a guy in like, you know, middle of nowhere, Montana, where there's like more buffalo than there's people, but he has a Shopify page for his fab singles. So like you just blend in. So, but if it's me and you talking, you feel more personable. But the other thing is, once again, I'm not trying to sound weird. This is like a marketing thing. It's like when people like list out things that they want, it makes them feel like there's like a relation there, because they're reminded of when they had to list out things that they wanted when they were a kid, when they were wanting a toy, or they were doing their holiday shopping list or whatever it was, and everyone's personable to it. So they feel like it's much more of a closer connection, even though like I've only met Zach like 3 times in person in my entire life, right? Yep. But when it comes to it, he's like, my dog, Hemal, he got to hit him up. He got it.
It's so accurate. I tell everybody that. You have like hashtag not sponsored. You have a command in my stream because I'm so tired of sending it to people. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I get messages like once a week, and I'm like, dog, just hit it up in the stream. It's got Facebook, Twitter, and it's got Discord. I'm like, you will find him, I promise.
You just might want to change the command into, instead of hashtag my name, to like hashtag bizarre or hashtag Hemarabi or something, so people know how to spell it.
That happened. There were like 4 different spellings of Hemal, and I was like, okay, maybe we got a better one here. I don't know.
You just like hashtag Hemarabi or hashtag bizarre, because like I can Google how to spell that.
Oh, it's amazing. So funny.
Yeah.
So if you've got all of it kind of stocked up behind you, and that's like the whole set, that's like all the things you have back there?
No, this is just it's the whole room. So
okay.
Yeah, so this is like part of it. Then there's like a couple bookcases that go around. There's like 80 or 95 cases filled with common and rare foils that are spread out, marked by sets and stuff like that. Then I'm still processing all the high CSMs, like I have like random concealed object cool foils here that I'm going through right now.
Yeah,
it's just spread out everywhere right now because we
cool.
just got through packing like 8,000. When I mean we, I mean me, because I'm the only person that works here. But no, we haven't discovered how to outsource labor yet. I have my locals come to rip because like, oh, we'll rip, and I give them like $20 an hour store credit, and they're like, sick.
Nice.
I get to get my crappy light deck for free. You know, like I just had to sit here and rip packs for this guy, and I can play my 03 Armory drop deck, and you know,
I'm always catching strays. I'm always catching strays. I'm just trying to sit out here and live a life, and I'm just catching strays. It's so accurate.
I'm curious, like, how do you organize like a collection that size? Is it all by like set and by the actual like number it has in this set, and then organize on like sectional shelves?
Yeah, so all the hits are organized by set and then set number, and then the not foil commons and rares are organized by class. They're just in 5Ks by class, like Super Slam. All the Guardian foils are in one. The common and rare foils are in one box. All the brutes, all the reviled, all the revered, and the generic. And those just fill out 5Ks of their mark. So it'd be like SUP, which is a set code, and it'd be like revered foils. And you just like, so whenever you get an order, you just go to the Super Slam section, you look for the revered foils box, you just pull it out from there. But there's no need to advance sort it because otherwise you're just wasting time. And then commons and rares are just sorted by like non-foil bulk. We sort them by the same thing, you know, class and talent. But then they're just, you can shove up to 3 cases of bulk into a fab case, like a regular fab case.
Okay.
Like the ones like the display case boxes, the red tape or the blue tape. You can fit up to 3 cases of common and rare bulk. So we'll just have 3 cases of commons worth of bulk for like Guardian, and we'll just shove it in a box, and we just have them stacked in my I have like a warehouse a couple miles down. We just keep them there. So as we use up the ones here, as we use up the ones here, we go grab those and we replenish and take the other ones back over there. Yeah, because I ripped about 900 to 1,000 cases for Super Slim.
Oof! Wow! Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog,
I could never. Much.
I sit around and bitch about my one case that I opened. Because it's still, my Super Slam case that I opened is still sitting on my table. I have still not put it away. Like, one case is just sitting there. And you open like 900? My brain can't fathom. Like, I don't know that like I can process that.
It hurts, man. When the truck driver comes and delivers them, he looks at me, he's like, again. And then he comes the next day when the next shipment comes. He's like, what the hell, man? I thought we were friends.
That's so amazing. That's so funny. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, man. So if you're getting 900 to 1,000 cases of Super Slam, are you getting like similar numbers for all the sets?
Roughly a bit. So I'm not a conventional store. I'm not recognized. Like, I don't have distro, for example. All my deals are done through partnerships with other stores and stuff like that. So I get product that way. But I have about 300 to 400 stores in my own network. So I'll get them in batches of 40 to 50. And then I have
Okay.
guys in each region that amalgamate them into pallets, and then they ship the pallets to me. So I'll get like a pallet or two from Europe, a pallet or two from Asia, a pallet or two from Canada and America, and then they basically all ship the cases, and then I amalgamate them and bring them into here, rip them all, and then do that.
That's even more interesting. So you don't like get them all like a normal store would from like one
No,
distribution
I don't.
place.
Yeah, yep. I don't have distribution at all, so I actually don't really affect the U.S. like distribution chain and stuff like that. So when these stores get allocated, that's like them dealing with like Southern and PhD. So like that has no effect on me because my supply comes from after that allocation when each store is like, okay, I'll give you like 2 cases. I'll give you 2 cases, and then I'll have them all ship them to basically an amalgamator, and then he'll ship them back to me.
Interesting. Huh.
Oh, okay.
You're-
How has the I guess lack thereof of ample product affected that?
Not much because my network has grown because I do a lot of partnerships with a lot of stores. Because not only do I sell singles to players, I also sell them to stores and stuff. Stores like to buy our common and rare sets, and they like to buy like Majestics and bundles. So what happens now, actually, with all the product supply issues, is that stores will buy my bundles in order to stock singles as well as stock sealed. So, like for example, if a store is like, I only got 4 cases, they will be like, okay, so I'm gonna have my 4 cases of sealed product to sell for sealed to my players, but I still need singles to stock my store for all the players that come and play.
right.
So they buy bundles from me, and my bundle rate is the more you buy, the cheaper the percentage gets on how much you pay. So they get charged the same rate as the consumers do. So like the same price they charge you for high seas, for example. But if they buy like 5 of them, then they get like another 15% off. Or if they buy like 10 of them, they get like another 25% off.
So they get
And
like
they use
bulk
those
pricing basically.
basically, and they buy a bunch of them. So like for example, with what's this set? Super Slam, we sold 1,800 common rare sets.
Wow.
Ooh-wee! Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, my wrists hurt just thinking about putting all that together.
Dude.
Yeah. It took about a solid week and a half straight.
So like
just common rare sets.
so I come home from work and I immediately start working on content and I start doing other things. And you come
Yeah.
home from work and you immediately start like packaging things.
Kind of. So what I like to do is I like to have it all ready beforehand. So everything's like prepackaged. So during set releases, I'm blessed with the fact that I can tell my work, hey man, I'm gonna go MIA for a week, so I just don't show up.
Interesting.
And they're like, cool, because I'm like junior partner at the firm I work at, so they're basically like, I'm like mid-level manager hell basically.
Okay.
So they're like, sure, I guess go ahead. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna not work from Monday to Friday, but I'll be available if you need anything. Hit me up on Slack. And they're like, all right, cool, all right, where do you go? No one knows. So I'll go and I'll stay home the whole week, and I'll just like rip through the cases and sort everything, and I'll get it done in about a week.
Wow.
So like for Super Slam, we had 7,934 orders, I believe.
Wow.
Man, I was at least 3 of those. At least.
At minimum.
It always gets me because I'm like, oh, I'm going to play this card in Lieth. And then 2 days later, I'm like, God, this card sucks. And so I got to play this other card. And I'm like, shit, I didn't order this from Hemal. So now I've got to order it again.
That's why you get the master set. You don't have to worry about it.
Honestly, I'm low-key thinking about that. I mean...
Yeah, for this set, it was a little bit more pricey. It was like, because I didn't know the super drop rate at the time. I'd priced it out to where the M's would have been like 4 per and the supers would have been like 2 per. But if you add on 40 times like 2 plus times 3 on the supers and all that, it basically, I think the whole set with the legendaries and the lowest rated Fable was like $1,500, which is like the price of like 3 or 4 cases still. If you buy them at like map.
And it comes sorted?
Yeah.
See, that's so worth it, dog. That's so worth it. Because knowing my luck, in 4 cases, I'd still never open an authority. Like, and still not open one.
It's sorted. Everything's all packed up. All the stuff sleeved. You literally just have to sleeve it up and play.
Well, I'm going to keep this in mind for Monarch 3 coming up here in January or whatever we're getting in January.
We got a new customer, baby.
I'm kind of curious, actually, since you've opened like 1,000 cases, how do you feel the pull rate on the Fable for this set? Because I've been hearing that it's a little bit worse
It's
than
fine.
normal. It's fine.
No, it's
Okay.
fine. It's fine. Yeah, there's some stores they posted with like smaller sample sizes and stuff like that. Stuff like, oh, I didn't get a rainbow foil Fable, or I didn't pull one. It was about fine. I posted my 500 case findings. I haven't posted the others because I'm still waiting on like 50-ish cases to show up before I hit the full 1,000. So I was gonna post the second back half of the 500 and be like, hey, here's a full 1,000 cases worth of pull rates. But when I did the 50, it was about the same. It was like 38 rainbow foils out of 500 cases. That's like one every 10, 12-ish.
Okay.
And then about
okay.
like 18 cold foils, so about 60 fables total, which lines up about the same rate.
Okay.
Because there's supposed to be one every like 10 cases, roughly. About one every 40 boxes for the
Yeah, that sounds
rainbow.
about right then. Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
one every about 20 to 25 for
The
the
pull
cold
rate
foil.
is really 1 every 10 cases. Is that really that
Roughly.
low? Like, is that every set? Like, you're saying that's pretty standard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly. It's about one every 40 boxes.
And
Roughly.
you wonder why Riches of Triple Donny is now $700.
I'm sorry, what?
That one had a lower pull rate. That one had a higher pull rate then. So that one was like one in every like 8 cases, 7 cases.
But it didn't have the
But the
cold
pro-
foil, right?
No, but
Yeah.
so they upped the print run by 25% on that. So it shows up like every 7 to 8 cases instead of every 9 to 10 cases. But the problem is that A, high C stock was hard to get, and B, everyone wants one. Like,
Yo, dog, what just happened? Yo, what just happened?
see, everyone wants one.
For audio only listeners, for some reason,
Amazing.
Himal's camera just had a bunch of party balloons pop up.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was literally about to pull my glasses off because I thought I was like tripping or something. I was like, dog, what was in that pizza I just ate before this? I was like, oh my god.
Did you get mushrooms, bro?
Dude, when Sam was staring awkwardly, I was like, okay, thank God. I was like, I'm not crazy.
I saw it like mid conversation. I was like, huh? I'm not gonna do it again.
That was awesome.
Oh, that's incredible.
See, that was all off the riff, just like when we did that drip deck pick thing where we had Zach show off his Riches of Triple Donny. Speaking of,
God. So embarrassing, dog.
You should have won. In my opinion, if I knew how to count, I would have let you win.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the whole comment section was Lee. Justice for Lee.
Yeah, because apparently, see, look, I'll tell everybody here, BreakPoints exclusive. I'm not the type of Indian that's good at math. when you mess, there's so many times people are like, hey man, I want these cards, and they're like, are you sure this is this price? Because TCG is like 30% higher, and I'm like, crap. Yeah, man, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's
but
funny to hear you
well,
say that.
The content creator grant, so you can actually compete at the drip battle.
Yeah, because that's what I'm dropping it on. What can I buy? Like 1.5 Kasayan Conquers? Like,
hey Zach, hey Zach, you got a $5,000 grant. Where are you gonna spend it? Hey Hemal, you got a $5,000 grant from Zach. Where are you gonna spend it?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh man, I mean, to be
fair, that was great.
You did just pick up this brand new mic, which sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I have like fixed the lighting in like my streaming room. I'm no longer using the overhead light, which I have been told is apparently not the way to go. I've got some like warm lamps in the background, and like I've got like a nice light in front of me, and I bought like an XLR mic and some stuff like that. So I mean, trying to improve the content, not just buying felling of the crown and plow under to be able to play verdants now. Like,
I mean, to be fair, you could buy like 5,000 of those now. They're so much cheaper,
dude. I opened a playset of felling in my case from Super Slam.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I was pretty stoked about it. Like, because honestly, I don't want to buy them. Like, but I've never played Earth because I've never had them.
Anything is fun.
I feel like that brings us into a very interesting point for you. And this is something that I have always been probably on the opposite side of you and most retailers or people who sell cards. I am a huge fan of reprints. I love reprints. They help.
I love them. You need them.
So I was gonna ask you, I was like, because one of the biggest issues is that people say, "Oh, I don't
Yeah,
play Flesh and Blood because of the cost, or because of this, or
yeah,
because of that," and it's like,
yeah,
well, Felling of the Crown dropped from $65 or $70. It's now $10 a copy or $15 or something like that, and
Yeah.
Plow Under dropped from like
yep.
40 or 45 to like $7 or $8. So it's like
Hmm.
now Earth is super like
Affordable.
it's a lot easier to get into. Now, of course, there were
Right.
people
Time for Florian to living legend.
exactly.
Perfect.
And don't get me wrong, there were a number of people like in my chat, in my comments saying, "Well, it doesn't solve this problem." And I'm like, "Guys, like yeah, like we're not going to solve every problem with one set." But it's like I feel like this is
Yeah,
LSS showing us we're moving in a direction that is more new player friendly price wise.
yeah. It's vendor friendly too. So the problem that a lot of vendors don't realize that I've tried to pair it is that you need reprints because you just can't stock a product otherwise, right? Like for example, when I went to Calling Chicago in December of last year, there was a total of 3 Command and Conquers in the whole room between all the vendors. Now you have a
Wow.
calling level tournament. That's one play set between the whole room. That's like starting of day one. Before anyone's done any deals, before anyone's done any
Right.
sales. You can't but that's a supply issue, right? So that it's easier for vendors to sell through on these high playable staples if they can get them, right?
Mhm.
So the problem is that there's just not enough. So if you need stuff like now the new ones are like E Strike, the new ones would be like what else needs to reprint pretty badly? That's pretty much, I think, just each strike and then the legendary headpieces, I would say. So Crown of Providence, Balance of Justice, stuff
Mhm.
like that. So, like, once you inject those into the market, there's more for stores and stuff to sell through and to get more stock. And same thing with Command and Conquers, because we know that, like, if we get Command and Conquer, we're not going to, like, hang on to it for a long time. They usually go in and come out pretty quickly. But the other thing is on LSS's end, which I congratulate them on doing this, is no one in their sane mind, some people do, like whiteboard, right? So it's also no, it's not like, oh, I hate whiteboarder. It's that like people don't like getting knowingly buying a worse product. And when I mean worse, I mean like the original and the foil are like the top of the line stuff, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
you're getting offered you're getting told you can only play this game because you can only afford a secondhand version or like a lesser version of it.
Mhm.
And it's a very big feels bad for consumers when you're like, it's the same reason like a lot of those like entry level iPhones and stuff like that don't do really well on sales and stuff, but the older models do because they get told that like you can't afford the actual iPhone, therefore you can get this little play iPhone instead. And those tend to sell terribly bad because people don't like being seen with a lesser product. But if they have an older phone or an older model, it's just like, I've just had this for this long, or is this the older model? I got a really
Right.
good deal. You see what I mean? So by them doing these alt arts, doing these like EA treatments or like stuff like that, it's really good for the consumers because it's adjacent. It's not lesser. It's not worse. It's not better. Now, I like the was it Kingdom of Heaven Command and Conquer they did where it
Mhm.
looks like Kingdom of Heaven the movie. I
Yep.
think that looks sick, and the EA was pretty sick.
It's
I
awesome.
know a lot of like quote unquote collectors were pretty pissed off about it and stuff like that because you're like, why are you making better versions of cards and stuff like that? But I'm like, is it really better? Like you have your cool foil, you're never gonna get a cool foil again, so you can get that one. But you need to get like new adjacent level stuff for
Mhm.
all the new players and stuff that came in because we got a bunch in the last year. I think Flesh and Blood just tweeted in the last like 24 hours as of today that they have hit 5,000 stores or something like that in Gem.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think reprints are super important. You got to do them because otherwise, like, who am I going to play with? You get into like that
100%.
sports card thing where you're like, I can only stare at this card because I'm the only one that has it. So that's
Well,
all I can do with it.
and like I feel like I've become pretty disconnected from other TCGs over the last like 3 years because I've been really just playing
Hmm.
Flesh and Blood. But I feel like
Hmm.
every time I talk to people about Pokemon, it's turned into that like sports card memorabilia kind of thing where like there's
Yeah.
not like the OP scene is there, but it's not catered to. It's not like what people are drawn for. People get into Pokemon
Yeah.
because they're collectors, and so
Yeah.
like I don't know, like I've always been a big like proponent of like the fact that like if you start catering to collectors too much, we no longer have
Hmm.
the OP scene, and really longer have what fuels the biggest driving force in the game.
Yeah.
So
You have like two different ends to it. Fab early on was that we're gonna cater to the collectors and just not reprint anything and stuff like that, which caused a lot of the like expensive prices at the last. Like I think the worst year was like 2024, where everything just shot up in price ridiculously, and then they sorry, not 24, 23. And then by the beginning of 24, this last year, they started like slowly increasing even more and more till Rosetta. And then this past year in 25, they started reprinting stuff. Each set has had a key reprint: CNC and Hunted, Codex of Frailty, and High Seas. This set having the 5, so I'm sure they're going to keep it going. And I think it's a great way to sell the new product too, because if you get a set like Super Slam, which like not like everyone when Super Slam came out, like ew, no, ew, like for the it was pretty bad. They saw it and like no,
for this sicko right here.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go sicko mode myself over there. I'm not doing this. And like so, a lot of people were not happy with it, but they saw the reprints, like you know what? I might buy a case. I might buy a box. I might buy some packs, and that's what helps the stores too.
The reprints in this were just exceptional, like so much more above than what they've been doing. Like the Codex was great, but they went ahead and reprinted so many things. Like I didn't even realize that Snag was one of the reprints until I opened. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
there's another $40 card that needed a reprint. I know about it. It's sick. Oh, it's fantastic.
It's super hard to pull too. That one's the one that's actually short print. That one's actually like pretty severely short print.
Okay, so I've heard that from other people, but like I was waiting to see what you had to say about that.
So like Snag, I would like if I did the rough math, it was similar to like Midas Touch in non-foil from High Seas, where it's like one every like 3 or 4 cases you get a Snag.
Yeah, I did not open a Midas Touch in my case of High Seas, and I also did not open a Snag from Super Slam.
Yeah, Midas Touch. It was 5 Majestics. Sam knows this because I had to offer refunds on my High Seas set for this because it was 5 Majestics that after I send my pull rates to LSS, they're like, "This is normal." I'm like, "Great, I have to issue refunds. Thanks. I hate you, James White." And then so I had to issue like $100 refunds to everybody. But basically, it was Barb Barrage, it was Jolly Bludger, it was
Gold
Midas Touch, Gold the Tip, and then
Gold Tip,
one other one. Yeah, one other
Lone
one.
Shark.
Can't think.
Lone Shark was
Yeah, Lone Shark. Yeah, those are all super short printed. It's like it would be like I have like 8, like from 100 case batch, I would have like 104 of one, and then I would have like 14 Jolly Bludgers. So it was like ridiculously short printed.
Wow.
Yeah, like Jolly Bludger is like a $13 card right now.
Is it really?
Yeah,
unfortunately. Like, who plays that? You know, just Puffin and only sometimes.
I bought 3 for my Puffin deck because Emma swears it's the truth, but I didn't even realize it was that much. I have 3 of them. It's sitting in a box somewhere.
Yeah, when you bought the Puffin cards from me, like 50% of the cost on that package was 3 Jolly Bludgers.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I was like, thank you, God.
See, so this should go to show you how much I trust you, dog. I was telling my wife this the other day. She was like,
look at the price.
She was like, how much were those cards? And I was like, $82 or like whatever it was. And she was like, well, no, how much were the cards? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Hemal just tells me the price of the cards and like I just buy them. I'm like, he could be like doubling the price and I'd be like, cool, sounds good, dog. I'll PayPal you now.
You know that light bill we gotta pay?
Hold on. Exactly. You made a really interesting point a minute ago about white border reprints. Because I recently did a video on like reprints and cards and how like, you know, like when we reprint cards, the prices drop for a little bit, but then they settle wherever they're gonna settle at in the market after like, you know, a few months, a year, whatever it is. And I had a playset of white CNCs for a long time because that was what I bought when I got into the game because they were the cheapest. And over time, I grew to like resent them. Like you were talking about, I was like, man, I don't like, it's weird. This is the only white border card I have in my deck. Like, I don't like the way it looks and it stands out to me. And so it was like a mission to like get into like black border CNCs after a while. So it's just really interesting. And I had a tunic. Tunic was the same way for me. I had a white border tunic because it was like $20 cheaper than the other ones that were out there.
Yeah. But you start to feel like, I don't want to be I don't want to be lesser. Like not in the sense that like you're treated as lesser, but that you have the inferior product,
Yeah,
quote
for
unquote,
sure.
right? Like you don't have the premier product, you don't have the second one. You're like you bought the doormat at like the bottom. I don't know if you do this, but when I go buy milk, I don't get the one in the front. I get the one in the back or like
Dog,
in the middle.
same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
But this one is the one in the front, and like everybody touched it. Timmy grabbed it. Some mom took it, and then she's like, "I'm gonna buy bagels," and then she's like, "Oh, my husband's cheating on me," and she left the store, and the bagels and the milk sat there in the cart, and then they put it back, and then it's still been the front one. Like it expires tomorrow. It's like,
I'm getting a lot of insight into like what goes on in your mind on a daily basis, like so much. What kind of law do you practice? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
contract.
I guess like you do have some of those those wild people out there like Michael Jordan who bleaches the borders of cards so that the cards that don't have white borders have white borders now in his deck.
Are you talking about the guy
Cardinal
from
sin.
Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, the puffin guy, right? Is this the puffin guy?
Not the puffin guy, but he does it too. Yeah, there's a few of them.
Okay, so
they build them different up in Canada, I guess.
Cardinal sin, man. Some people think I'm Canadian. I've been confused with Tariq Patel like at least 7 times. I'm not kidding. Like we did it to the point where I went to Tariq's wedding and I went up to his dad and I was like, "Hey man, I'm actually like your brother's sister's husband's left hand's favorite person, Like I just thought you and his dad's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I remember." I was like, "Yeah, dude, you used to like walk me in the park." And he's like, "All right, yeah." No, but like on like the false identity thing, someone messaged me one time. It's like, "Hey man, I heard you top 8 at the Battle Hard, and I want your Centauri Saber mat." And I'm like, "Shit, did I go to a Battle Hard?" He's like, "This one." He's like, "Oh my bad, wrong Indian." And then he messages Tariq.
That's amazing.
I sent it to Tariq, and he's like, "I'm not gonna sell it to him now."
That's fucked up, man.
Oh. I'm sure you like 6-0 drop from that battle hardened because you had to go get tacos or something, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm sure I was in Florida.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You ever get confused for anybody, Zach?
Dog. Hate to break it to you, but no. It's kind of the whole brand.
I have a customer that messages me every time you play a new deck on your stream, and he goes, "I want the Hokage's list," and he calls you the Hokage, and he sends me your list. And I'm like,
What does that even mean?
That's incredible.
it's a anime reference to Naruto because they wear the headband just like you are.
Wait.
Are you
didn't know-
serious?
That's
No.
crazy.
So I have a weird relationship with anime. I think it's too fan servicey, so I don't watch a lot of anime. And
Honestly, thought you wore the headband because you were a Naruto fan.
do you want to know why I wear the headband? You're gonna laugh. It's even worse than as if I was a Naruto fan. Do you know who Ninja
Sure.
is? The streamer?
Yes.
I love Ninja. Like I am a diehard Ninja fanboy. I have been since I was like, I don't know, in college, like in 2017.
It all makes sense.
And
now.
Carly
It's
was like, "You need
Ninja,
when we were
he
like
likes Ninja.
when I was starting streaming, Carly was like, "You need a brand." And I was like, "A headband." I was like, "A headband." And Hawaiian shirts are perfect. And then we eventually just started putting the name on it. Like it's such a lame story when I tell you why I actually picked that out.
It was great marketing in that video we did. We were like, "Where can I find you?" AggroBlaze 96.
Do you know how many people in my Discord have taken screenshots of me standing in the background after I lost, where I'm literally just like looking like this, staring off in the distance, and they're taking pictures of it, and they're like, "When your most expensive card is Rainbow Foil Unlimited CNC," and I'm like, "God, I hate you all. I hate you all." Like, there's so many people who would die to have Rainbow Foil CNCs. Okay.
I gave you a sympathy point too on the Victor promo.
I know, dog. I know.
That was your 1 point.
I know, it was awful. When you gave me that, in my head, I was like, dude, this is pure pity. This is pure pity right here. It's such a fun video to do. I'm excited to see. Are they doing it for Worlds? You know?
They are. I pitched a new format to them, kind
Ooh.
of like a slam dunk contest from NBA.
Ooh.
So instead of scoring it or I have to do it, we're actually going to have judges that know how to do math, so I can just keep talking and then keep it in your mouth, Zach. Keep it in your mouth. So we're gonna have judges, and instead of like, oh, you get a point and you don't get a point, it's gonna be like aggregate out of 10, and they're gonna like raise it up like scorecards. So then whoever has the highest aggregate points advances like top 4.
That's so
and
cool.
then top 4, whoever has the most aggregate points wins.
That's so cool. It's hilarious because I'll never be invited back to that after how bad it was. Like, or if I
Judge
am,
number 1, he's a grant winner and he's blazing. Welcome, Zach Phillips.
What they should do is they should take like all the people who like undisputably come in last place, and they should have like a tournament with all of the last place people, so I can come in last place at that, and I can say that I won last place at that tournament.
Yeah, the Smickle Cup or something.
Dude,
I was trying to come up with a name myself.
well, dude, like I got invited to be in that video like 10 minutes before it happened.
You got more lead time than I did.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. You were the host, and I got more time than you did. Alex walks up to me, and he goes, hey, man. He goes, do you know anybody with like a foiled out deck? And I was like, my Victor deck's foil. And he was like, oh, really? Do you want to be in a video? And I was like, sure, dog. Like, I'm walking around because like I lost my win into the top 8 of the calling. I'm just walking around hanging out.
You did it to yourself.
And you're going to catch another fat L.
Well, the people that went before me, you know, like Lee went before me, and I can't remember the other person's name. But I mean, dude, you know, they're flipping over like my mortgage worth of cards. And I'm like, what am I getting into?
The guy in front of you flipped over like 6 mortgages with the cards.
It's ridiculous. Like Lee had like a graded tunic, like a graded like first tunic or something crazy. And then the other guy flips over a play set of Fable Command and Conquers. And I'm like, dog, this is not good. I'm like, I got a cold foil quick dodge flexors, bro. Like, I don't know what's happening right now.
First place. Give it to him right now.
Oh.
No, but it was fun. It was pretty good, and people loved it. I think, you know, that catchphrase that we made up in that event, you know, play the game, get the promo. I think it should be the new catchphrase for LSS and Flesh and Blood going forward. You know,
I love it, dude. I'm here for it, man.
We don't need to see the world. We need promos, baby.
Give me the promo. I mean, that's half the reason we go, right? Everyone wants Greaser Florian.
Dude, I'm buying that package. It's so cool. It's so cool.
I'm kind of sad that they picked those 3 heroes, because 2 of them are so close to leaving the format already. It's like a little bit more foresight and something. Like I thought the pick for being Syndra, Kasai, and Victor were sweet. Those guys still have a lot of lifespan. But
I think because they did one LL hero, because the Prism did his old Prism, and then
okay.
Yeah, Dio is fine. I think Florian would have been. I think they just picked him because he looks like a greaser. Like he would be like a you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It fits.
It fits the archetype.
I think Dio should have been Dory, but I think they've already done a Dory, so they don't want to do Dory.
Yeah, do the anime Dory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do really like they're branching out with like these like alt art space for the heroes. I think that's really cool.
I think that's the best way to do it, because Flesh and Blood is a fighting game, technically, on top of being a card game. So just like every other fighting game, you have skins, right? So this is just more skins that people can relate to. That's the whole reason. Like, you want reprints with new arts. Like I always told them, the one part about Felding, Plow, and Snag I didn't like about the reprints is that they use the same art. I just wish like LSS would do a different art, not only because then it's different, but you can do player explosion as well. Like that's the part I love about a lot of other card games. Like, so I come originally from Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. Just like the CardGuyz channel. All the CardGuyz originally with Kyle, they used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh pro team, and then they branched off into other TCGs and stuff like that. So I've known Kyle from back then, and you know, Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't really have different art treatments on cards. They have different rarities on cards to like space it out, so everyone picks and chooses the rarities they want to play. Magic and all these other card games have different art, which I feel like is much, much better for people to choose. Like, oh, you know, I want to play like Magic is going through it right now, but we're not going to talk about that. I want to play my Furby.
I can't wait to play my Fruit Tribal. It's going to be.
I want to. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes I want to be the right truth, you know,
dude.
Muck Duck.
I can say this with confidence. I'm so glad I got out of Magic when I did. I feel like
No,
it has gone so far downhill since I left the game.
yeah,
I'm so
I
glad I
stopped
never
playing
started.
Magic. I quit in 21, right before I started Fab. So
Okay.
I sold my Magic collection, my Modern collection to do Fab, because Modern stopped firing at my locals after the pandemic and stuff like that.
hmm
So then I was just like, what do I do with all this stuff? And I had like Tarmogoyfs and all those cards and stuff like that. Like I used to play Jund all the time,
Yeah.
and they're just no one came, no one showed up, so I just sold it, and then everyone now like I went back to the locals a couple days ago, and everyone just plays Commander on Friday night. FNM doesn't even fire.
Dude, so it's crazy that like I feel like I know so many people that have that same story. Like myself is like
Mhm.
that way. Like I played Magic, like we had Modern on Monday, we had like Standard on Wednesdays and Fridays. Like I mean, I played Magic 3 or 4 nights a week most nights. And then,
Mhm.
the pandemic happened and I started playing Moto all the time because it was the only way I could play. And so I
Yeah,
kind of fell out of love with the game because I wasn't seeing my friends, I wasn't, just hanging out with all these people. I realized that I liked Magic for the social aspect more than I
Mhm.
liked Magic. And so I
Yep.
stopped playing Magic and got into Flesh and Blood because, a couple of the people that I played with migrated to Flesh and Blood. And it's just a far superior game, in my opinion. So now it's like the best of both worlds.
It's. I mean, that's the best aspect, right? Like Mr. El Jefe Ame Blanco said it himself, right? He's like, we want to play together in the Flesh and Blood. So just going to locals, socializing, and doing things like that is the best part about the game. Like I would have never met Zach if he didn't want to swipe his credit card and buy choke slams, right? I
Dude,
wouldn't have met Sam if he didn't want to play chum in Las Vegas, right? Like you get to meet a lot of different people. I wouldn't have been here on this podcast if I didn't play Flesh and Blood, or if I didn't have a choke slam or a chum deck.
dude, I get it. You bringing that up kind of like pushes me in a direction of something I wanted to ask you earlier, but we sidebarred like we have
Mhm.
35,000 times. And yes, I said
Hey,
sidebar because
welcome
you're
to
a
the
lawyer.
podcast. Is this your first time?
Dude, let me tell you,
Approach the bench.
I have convinced everybody in my Discord that Taylor is the reason we get off topic, and now I have nothing to hide behind. Nothing to hide behind.
I rest my case.
So when it comes to like playing versus like
Yeah.
like going to a pro quest or a battle hardener, like versus like fulfilling orders and doing your thing, like I can't like I've
Mhm.
had this conversation with Steve and DM Armada, that like, do you want to watch a video that I put together on Friday, or do you want me to come to an armory, or do you want me to go to a pro quest? Like how do you like, that's kind of like where the time lies for me. How does
Yeah.
that fit in? Like are you forced to pick
It's
between like in-person events and or
so
doing that?
kind of in a way. So the vendor part is a lot different than the content creator part, because you physically cannot play the game at the event if I don't show up sometimes,
Facts.
because you don't have the cards. So I have to show up. So usually what ends up happening with a lot of these like pro tours and like worlds, like bigger events, like for example, Pro Tour Singapore, I had about 3 stores that were vending, plus like about like a couple hundred players that needed cards,
hmm
whether they're local to Singapore and they wanted to just play the calling, or whether they're like Americans that are flying over for the Pro Tour, whether they're PCG Invasion, some of the card guys, some of Metal Fab, everybody. A lot of them want some random cards or whatever it may be that they forgot last minute, and they're like, we're going to hit up the one guy that we know that can try to get them to us. So what ends up happening with a lot of these events, if like I'm not vending at a booth, is I'll get like hundreds of orders leading up to it. So the week before, I'm going through like literal physical hell, because I'll finish all the orders and then 100 more will pop up, and I'll finish all the orders and 100 more will pop up. And
Wow.
then I have like cocaine bricks in my bag because they're filled in like BCW 1Ks. And then I already look the way I am, and then I have to go through TSA, and they're like, "Sir, open the bag." And I'm like, "Sure." And I open it, and they're like, "Oh my god, he has penny sleeves." And they just, they like freak the hell out, and they're like shuffling through it, but we get there, and what ends up happening is like the Friday or the Thursday of, just like I did with Sam at US Nats, everyone comes and picks up their order, or Friday morning, and then after that, I'm just sitting there literally twiddling my thumbs. So I'll either go play, or I'm friends at this point now with a lot of the LSS guys and stuff like that. So
hmm
we'll go hang out, we'll go get lunch, we'll go do stuff, or I'll go play. Like I played in Calling London, I went like 4-1, 5-1, and then I dropped because I wanted to go eat.
Dude, I I
That's
literally
wild.
thought you were trolling me earlier. Like, I can't with your ass telling me that you drop from a
Yeah.
calling.
When I went to calling Auckland, I played Brody round 1 and I beat him, and then I played 2 more rounds. I went 3-1, and then I lost to 3-2, and I was like, I'm just gonna drop. I was like, we did my job. I beat Brody. We're good to go.
That's so crazy.
Oh man, got one over on the boy wonder. Day
Yeah,
success.
But it's also, I think a lot of vendors don't play. That's the other thing. Like some
Mhm.
of them don't, either they don't have the time to play because vending is like not their main thing. Like MinMax, for example. Like Peter and Sam have an actual whole other business that they run full time, so it's very difficult for them to actually sit down and get time to play. Mine, I can turn it off because I don't have to. I don't have a brick and mortar, so I don't have to worry about staff and stores and this and
Mhm.
that. If you message me for cards, I can just ignore it and put my phone down and go play an armory. You know what I mean?
True.
No offense, but that's the best part about it.
Dog, I get it, man. Like, I
Yeah,
expect you
but
to ignore me when you got life going on. Like,
yeah. So I mean, that's the best part about it is that it's also very calm and stuff like that. But I think playing the game physically, because I know a lot of vendors don't, it's very important to understanding how players feel, how cards work, how to read a card when cards get shown off, so you know whether or not to sell it. Like when Warmongers got printed in Dust Till Dawn, I was like, this card seems really good. So I had them priced appropriately. I was selling it for $30, $25. And when Codex got shown, I was like, this card seems really good. I had them priced at $25, $30.
mhm.
Versus people in other stores who are like, nah, it's a regular Majestic. I'm sure it's like $10, $12. And that's where the advantage comes from.
Okay.
I love scooping up my warmongers for $10 a pop. That was one of the highlights.
Yeah, see?
That Warmongers was one I got raked over the coals on. Like, I got pulled pretty bad because I needed them for whatever I was playing, and they were like $60 a piece at the time. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, this sucks. I gotta buy them.
Yeah, now they're like,
Or like 30 or $40 now.
yeah, the rainbow is like 29, 30. The cold foil is like $60 right now.
The
60, $65.
The new rainbow.
The new rainbow is like $30. The new cold foil, which is also in the set, is about like $66.
Well, I'm about to buy new
That's
rainbow
incredible.
foils because I've always had one rainbow foil of the like old.
Hello?
What?
Hello?
Can you hear us still?
Zach?
I hate you.
I haven't
Place
I
another order?
haven't gotten your message yet.
I was like, dog.
Three more
Swipe
ones?
to the cricket?
I was like, this has got to be a bit. At first, you had me for a second.
For your life deck? For your life? Oh my god.
I have 3 overcrowded sitting in sleeves over here that are not even in my life deck because I cut them for the Guardian version. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm sure. Warmonger in Lion, you only get to pick one person. So you don't get to pick, they don't get to pick. They get to pick for you.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
know,
like
right?
your war.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably buy 3 rainbow foils if they're $30 a piece. Because I never bought rainbow foils old one because they were like 5 or 10 more bucks in
Ridiculous.
normals. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'll just keep my normals. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best. Right now is the best time to buy stuff from the set. Usually you want to do it the week after release because everyone posts everything that first weekend
Mhm.
and everyone tries to sell everything. So now you're at peak saturation point. So now we'll just slowly start to creep back up in the next couple weeks because now you're going to start ProQuest season. And then after ProQuest season, people need to play all the callings and the battle harns that are going to happen and worlds and everything. So you can see a lot of people start buying more stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, for sure. Makes a lot of sense. I like to kind of like branch back off of like, you were talking about like, how you playing benefits you as far as like pricing and all this kind of stuff. Singapore was a great example. Like Sam, Sam said he bought his like master case from you for nationals and things like that at High Seas or master set. And like I bought cards from you. I didn't buy a master set, but I bought cards from you for Singapore. And I remember like showing up and I was like, I mean, if he forgot or if he doesn't have them, I'm about to be like scavenging the vendors or something like that. But you were in the middle of a conversation. I'll never forget this because like you aura farmed the shit out of that moment. You may not have realized it, but in my eyes, you were like aura farming like crazy in that moment. You were standing there in the middle of talking to people from LSS. And as I walk up to be like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I need to get my cards because like my wife was tired of being at the venue. She was ready to go back. We'd been traveling. You literally turn and like flip your hand over with like cards in it, like it's a cigarette, and you give it to me, and you never said anything. And I was like, this might be the most baller way I've ever seen somebody hand somebody cards. And like, you never stopped talking or making eye contact with them. And I was like, this is insane. I was telling everybody about it that weekend, and nobody thought it was as cool as I did. But I was like, this was wildly awesome.
I didn't even know I did that.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody realized it, but I was like, dude, this like he has no idea what just happened right now.
I was probably talking to like one of the LSS guys. Like, man, what the hell? This last set sucked. He's just like, hey, and then you just hear Zach come behind you, like, hey man, just go. You're like, shh, here, take it.
Oh, it was so great. It was honestly one of my favorite moments from that whole weekend.
My favorite was the trip off when I'm sitting there riffing with you, and you're sitting there like, "This is great. This is great. This is my best. This is great." And I'm like,
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh man.
No, but that's the best part about these things, because vending also lets you go see the world and lets you go, like go to all these events and stuff like that. Like right now, like my good friend Tyler Broughton, he's over there. He's heading to Hamburg to go do the calling event and vend, and you get to network and meet all these people and engage, and that's the best way to do it. You get your name out there and people start to know who you are, and it helps you build a customer base as well, especially as a store, because you need the brand to be recognizable.
For sure.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I should do the bandana. I have a forehead big enough for it.
You should, dude. You should. I tell you what, I'll bring you one. I'll bring you one that says Hemal to Worlds on it. You can wear it around.
Oh, I'll do the drip tech. I'll have like the LSS shirt on, the blazer. I'll be like, I'm Hemal.
Oh,
AggroBlaze 69 for Taylor.
Oh,
I gotta
yes.
find one for myself.
That would 110% be Taylor's. If like, so what I've started doing is when people like come to my house, like I've had like buddies visit from out of town. When I have them on the stream, I get them like a white and red headband. So it's not the same as mine, but it has their name on it. And I've always said, if Taylor ever meanders to my house for some reason, his is going to say AggroBlaze 69, like 110%. It's become such a running meme at this point.
So we do the podcast live at Taylor's house in the end of ProQuest season. That's what we need.
Yes,
That right
100.
there.
I'm gonna bring everybody headbands for that event.
You should do a BreakPoints live at Worlds. That'd be sick.
I would love to do something like that. I don't know.
Let's do it.
We'll see if
You
we
just
can
need
do it.
you just need an iPhone, a corner, and someone to sit there and hold it, or a tripod, and just sit there in front of it, and y'all can just sit there and actually riff on each other.
Dude, it's great. I'm buying the thing that like you attach the light to your phone or whatever. So we're gonna do the whole thing with the light. I've got those microphones, like the lapel mics or whatever. It's gonna be great, dude. It's gonna be like you can tell that it was put together with $50 worth of Amazon equipment and an iPhone, like kind of thing.
$4,950 to go, baby.
Oh, dude. Oh, it's so funny.
Oh man.
Oh, fantastic. Oh man. All right. Well.
But yeah.
I was just gonna say I was gonna plug real quick. For those of everyone going to season, you'll notice in the last podcast we talked about our spawn. We have the new. If you still have the BreakPoints notebook line.
It's also right below me. Use code BreakPoints to save 10% at checkout.
Yeah.
I'll go get the journal too. Hang on, it's sitting
there. Yeah, the Codex Journal is a great way to keep season, keep track of how your games are going. Maybe you don't need it at all if you're Hemal here that just drops after going 6-0 in all of his events.
You can also take notes and what will you get beat in round 1, and you got to figure out why you lost and what cards you're missing in your deck. You can write them in your journal and then send me that picture so I can sell you those cards. You won't get 10% off if you use code BreakPoints, but you'll get it when you buy the piece of paper. It's a deal made in heaven.
This is like the partnership that we didn't know we needed, like right here.
Yeah.
And if you really want to take it to the next level, you can go on to Fablazing, look up all the cards you need for your matchups, and then go.
It's even better. It's even better.
27% of the time, I need this choke slam, man.
Dude, it is crazy. So I was actually playing around with like the premium version of like Fablazing the other day. The amount of data you get from that website
Yeah.
is like freaking
Yeah.
mind blowing. Like,
Yeah, it's sick.
I use it to see what up and coming cards are in testing and stuff like that, or like
Ooh.
hidden cards and hidden text. So, like for example, you get skeleton list of stuff, and you can predict which decks are going to go. Like we knew KO was going to be good, but in the lead up to the last couple of months, we didn't know what new cards KO was testing with in the
Mhm.
existing card pool and stuff like that. So you could use that data to figure out like, oh, he's playing this card more, or he's not playing this card as much. So you can either sell those copies, or you can also pick up a bunch of copies and stuff like that.
nice. That's awesome.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
that's
like that a
what
lot.
yeah.
So we're using it for financial gain also. You'll love to see it.
Money, money, money. Yeah,
You love
I
to
mean,
see it.
that's my stake. Look, people always say this, but I'm your cardboard crack dealer, right? So,
So true.
like, every person has a great relationship with their dealer, right? They're always like, "Hey, man, come through." I don't. So in Singapore, there's a picture of Mitch and Sam playing Flush and Blood, like outside in like the beach area. Sam's using my gravy deck, and I'm like telling him how to play it in the side. And I'm like, I wouldn't be. I like. There's a line I say in between. Mitch lost his mind. I was just like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't sell drugs to y'all. And he's like, don't say that. We're in Singapore. What is wrong with you?
It's so
That's
accurate though.
It's literally my Venmo feed too when I buy from my crack addiction is what I write.
Dude, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. If you're done chasing the dragon and you want 10% off your next order, use code BreakPoints to get that notebook. Just saying.
Show it off. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
dude.
wouldn't be a very good Vanna White or whatever her name is from Wheel of Fortune.
Real Fortune,
Yeah, I wouldn't be very good at that. But you know, they don't put dudes with headbands up there.
I don't know. I've seen you in a dress. I think you might be able to.
Listen, that was a skirt, sir, and I
Hey,
killed
man,
that shit.
that was pretty good. You did kill that shit. Dude.
There were so many mixed messages that I got. Some people were like, this is amazing. And then some people were like, please God. Somebody said, and I'm quoting in my stream, they said, you know what? This one's on me for having eyes, bro. Like, I was like, it was so good.
You should do a Lion stream. Let Carly dress up as Willy Wonka, and you just sit on the floor and play.
That's what we need.
It would be awesome.
We need to get Taylor a
Like Carly,
I
can't reach the mouse. Click it for me. Pass priority.
Oh, it would be awesome. I love that idea.
Man. You have to set up Talishar with foot pedals.
Be a whole new level of dedication.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you, sir? I'm a Lion player. I don't know what that means, sir. It's a disability. What do you mean? I'm too smart. I have 5 intellect.
All right. On that wonderful note, that does about wrap it up for us this week. Hemal, would you like to one final plug for where people can find you at?
For sure. Hit !Hemal for now on Anytime Zach's links, which you can find me on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitter, Blue Sky, X, as well as email. And those links will all be down at the bottom. I don't know what they call it anymore, man. I'm just going to say vote twice. But until Zach changes the exclamation point in his chat, I'm sure it's going to be something. We'll probably change it to like exclamation point Bazaar, exclamation point Hammurabi or something like that, so people know how to spell it. So you can do that as well anytime Zach is doing his Road to Worlds series and stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on and talking to us and giving us a little chat about everything in the world of cards on your end. It's very enlightening. It's cool to hear.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me on. Hopefully Taylor is happy about all the rizzing I did on Zach.
I have no doubt he's going to watch this on Sunday and love every minute of it.
He messaged me. I was talking to him in the Purple Discord, and he goes, I hope you make fun of Zach a lot.
Oh, God,
like, I got you.
of course he did. Of course he did. God, I swear. nightmare. I can't get away from him. Even when he's not here, I can't get away from him.
He's
Incredible.
eternal.
With that, you guys have a wonderful time at ProQuest this coming month. We'll catch you next week.